What's up, Honor of Kings fans? Today, we're playing as Augran, and you might be wondering why I built a pretty unusual item for him. Stick around and you'll see exactly why. But first, let's check out some of the game highlights. Hey, welcome to another episode. Today, we'll be exploring different item builds for Augran based on our opponent's abilities and figuring out the best items to counter them. Looking at our opponents, we've got high magical damage dealers like Kongming, Diaochan, and their roaming Diadia. Yep, you guessed it. This is exactly why we've gone with a pretty unusual item build for Augran in this game. As always, we'll be picking the Boots of Resistance at the start of the game. It's a great choice when facing opponents with high magical damage, as this item provides resistance to magical abilities and also boosts movement speed. True to its name, this item offers toughness, reducing crowd control duration by 35% to help our hero withstand some damage in the early game. But before we dive into discussing magical heroes, let's focus on the opponent in front of us in the clash lane. As you may know, or might not, Kaiser is one of the heroes that can effectively counter Augran, especially in the middle to late game. Let me clear that up. I'm talking about late game Kaiser. Once he's fully geared up, he's a beast. You'll barely make a dent in him. The key is to strike while he's still weak in the early game, before he becomes an unstoppable juggernaut. So make sure to call for backup. For those unfamiliar, Augran doesn't stand a chance against Kaiser in these stages because Kaiser is incredibly tough, very tanky, and deals massive damage. On the other hand, Augran has the advantage of being able to engage in a fight with Kaiser and then quickly escape using his skill 1 when Kaiser activates his ultimate. To counter Kaiser, one of the first items I recommend prioritizing is the Blazing Cape. This defensive item not only offers solid protection, but also has a passive effect that counters regeneration, since Kaiser has the ability to regenerate and is so tanky. Building this item is essential to neutralize his strengths. In the early game, resist the urge to dive into every fight. Instead, play strategically and focus on securing small, meaningful objectives. Capturing neutral objectives might seem minor, but each one adds up over time. These actions will give you the experience and gold you need to build your core items. By steadily growing stronger through these small victories, you'll gain an edge over your opponent. You may be too focused on fighting and miss out on these opportunities. The key is to be patient, control the map, and let your power accumulate quietly. This approach will set you up to outscale your opponents and take control of the fight. As I mentioned earlier, Kaiser isn't as strong in the early game, and I take advantage of this since Augran is more mobile and can escape when needed. However, this doesn't always go as planned. That's why it's crucial to keep an eye on the mini-map to spot if enemy teammates are coming to back him up, turning you into a vulnerable target. Oh well, that's okay. Next time, let's sharpen our focus and stay one step ahead. By constantly scanning the mini-map, it's our secret weapon, giving us the intel to decide when to pull back and avoid getting caught in a bad position, or when to strike and start a team fight with perfect timing. The mini-map is like our battlefield radar, showing us where the enemy is and where they're headed. By tracking their movements and our positioning, we can outsmart them and choose the ideal moment to engage or disengage.
Scraped by with a
It's all about
sliver of
playing the map, reading the game, and making those critical decisions that put us in control. Let's be the ones who set the pace of the fight, not just react to it. When it comes to objectives, it is absolutely crucial to always capitalize on objectives, especially when it comes to securing the Overlord and Tyrant. These objectives don't just give us buffs, they give us the edge we need to stay ahead. And if the opportunity arises, don't hesitate to push the towers as well. Each objective we secure and each tower we take brings us closer to gaining a significant advantage in gold and experience. This puts us in a prime position to outpace our opponents in terms of items and power, making it much easier to dominate in team fights. The more objectives we control, the more we can dictate the pace of the game, forcing the enemy to play catch-up. So, let's focus on these crucial objectives. Build our strength early, and set ourselves up for victory in every team fight. We won't just react to the enemy, we'll be the ones making the plays. The next item we'll be getting is the Overlord's Plate Mail. This item gives you a nice boost to your max health and HP. Plus, it has a healing effect to keep you going. Its unique passive is Regeneration. It restores 3% of your max health every second when you're not in combat, so you'll be healing up while you're out of the action. On top of that, it ups your magical and physical defense, making you tougher and better at soaking up damage from enemies. This item is an excellent choice for AUGRAN, as it perfectly complements his life-stealing abilities. Equipping an item that boosts his health, combined with the regeneration effect, significantly enhances his survivability in battle. The increased HP makes him even more resilient, allowing him to tank more damage while sustaining himself through his lifesteal. The added regeneration further amplifies his durability, ensuring that he remains a constant threat on the battlefield. With these combined effects, AUGRAN becomes an even tougher champion to take down. This Kui is really good at hooking enemies. But anyway, let's just forget about him and focus on our build. So at this point, our opponents are becoming desperate, resorting to sneaky tactics like split pushing to pressure our towers. To effectively counter this, we need to stay vigilant by constantly monitoring the lanes and closely observing the movements of the enemies. Keep a close watch on the lanes and use the mini-map to track their movements. By observing where the enemies are headed, we can anticipate their intentions and move accordingly to defend our towers. This will require constant awareness and quick decision-making, ensuring that we're always prepared to react. Coordinating as a team and reacting swiftly to any split-push threats will be the key to maintaining control of the game. Once we've gained sufficient momentum, we'll strategically invade and disrupt our enemy's jungle, applying relentless pressure that forces them into defensive positions. This will prevent them from freely accessing and utilizing their resources, effectively limiting their options and weakening their overall control. We're about halfway through the game right now, and we're getting pretty close to unlocking the Overlord's Plate Mail. Once we have that, we'll be moving on to the next item. This one's going to be pretty surprising, especially in AUGRAN. It's one of those moments where the game throws a twist at you that forces you to adjust your strategy. Next on our item is the Runic Blade. It's not a typical item for AUGRAN, but I picked it to counter magical heroes. This item gives a good mix of magical defense and extra damage, offering plus 90 physical attacks up to 300 with 60% magical defense and 500 max health. It is also called an anti-mage item because of its high magical defense and attack power, making it ideal for dealing with magic-heavy opponents. And that's a build that's fairly unusual for AUGRAN. The next item is Blood Rage, a default item recommended for AUGRAN. It offers enhanced survivability when used strategically, depending on the timing of your attacks and retreating from combat. It boosts your damage output, but at the cost of gradually depleting 30% of your current health. In exchange, you gain a shield that absorbs 40% of your health, increases physical attack by 80 for 4 seconds, and 60 seconds cooldown. And down to our last item. The Sage's Sanctuary is a late-game item that revives you on the spot after dying in a clash. Upon activation, it restores a certain amount of your health to help you survive, and revives you within 2 seconds at the place of your death. This item should not be part of your starting presets, but rather bought strategically when it's most needed in the late game. It has a cooldown period after use, and can only revive you twice before becoming unavailable in the shop. Would you consider trying this build? Or what do you think about it? Feel free to share your thoughts, and let's have a healthy discussion, so we can all learn together. I'll leave it here for now and enjoy the rest of the game. Peace out.
Wow! Incredible! The Overlord and Tyrant have been enhanced! Cannons moving out! From the marker!
No. Wait.
Shut down! Retreat!
I'm going to kill you, and then kill you again.
Destroyed a turret.
I have bet my whole life on this one thing.
An enemy has been slain.
We always pay a price for our errors. Everyone knows.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed a turret.
挽回加点胸骨絡まつ真珠これにて大詰め締めの段糸切りばさみ血染めの喉笛
My bad. Killing spree. Retreat.
I have bet my whole life on this one thing.
The hands of death could not defeat.
Rampage.
The sisters of fate could not hope. And you will not see the end of this day. I will have my
Victory!
To think a human can be as handsome as I am.